Good morning, happy Tuesday, and hope you're starting your day off with a smile on your face, with a little intention. I've got 2 dogs in here with me this morning, so we'll see what happens. They have to follow Mom as soon as she starts talking. In fact, let me turn the camera for you for a second. Can you see them? Yep, there we go. There's a couple dogs. A couple dogs looking out the window, saying good morning, waiting to see cars head off to work. All right, today, let me pull this down for you just a bit. Today, we are going to talk about friendships. I went through last night and found, tried to go back through and I actually found some comments I hadn't had a chance to see before. Always try to get back and respond to everybody as much as I possibly can. Good morning to you, Vicky Amos. Good morning, Carrie Samuelson, Nancy Dorr. Might be Dare. I had a client, she actually pronounced it Dare, so I don't know if it's Dare or Dore. Len Cadjo, good morning to you. So I went back and I found Sean Ayers. I kept saying I was trying to find her comment and what she wanted me to cover today. And it had to do with friendships. More so, she talked about how difficult it is to make friends, sustain friends, trust people, she said, as you get older. So this is really interesting. I want to know what you feel about that. Is that true for you? Good morning, Eunice, to you. Good morning, Rebecca Ryan. Good morning, Joyce Sides. Linda Eckert, good morning. Letting some people sign on before we really get deep into the subject. Candy Jones-Cox, good morning to you. So friendships. Let's talk about friendships and what we've dealt with over our lives and how much you allow the cattiness. You know, this goes for both men and women. The cattiness, the backstabbing, the fakeness that happens in people. It'll happen in the workforce. It'll happen when you're a child. It'll happen when you're an adult. It doesn't matter. But Sean, I thought this was a really good topic today. And like I said, we'll let some more people hop on. Jamie, good morning to you. Jamie Cohoon and Jamie Rath. Candy Jones, good morning. Julie Purcell, good morning to you. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Today, no tea, no coffee. Instead, infused water. Love your life. I thought that was a good one. Love your life. And I do it. I hope you do as well. And if you don't, well, that's why you're coming here, so you can get a message to help your life a little bit more. Joanne Barry Price. Now, Sean told me she may not be able to sign on for the early part and actually interact with us live, which is unfortunate since it's her topic, but she will watch it later. I'm just glad that I finally found it. I never want someone's topic not to be covered. So remember, if you have a topic you want me to cover, let me know. We actually had a ton of people yesterday give us great ones that are going to carry us through the first week of April. And so now we're starting to chip away on the second week of April. As you're coming on, just again, kick back. Always love to see what you're doing when you're watching or listening to this. Barbara Corey, Sharon Kwiatkowski, and Joanne Barry Price. So, friendships we're going to discuss today. Good morning, Barbara. Friendships. Again, sit back, take it all in. That's, I know a lot of times people are rushing around in the morning. Maybe they get a chance to watch it later when they're a little bit calmer. You're sitting down, you're receiving the message the proper way. You can actually take it in. You can close your eyes, you can breathe. That's the important part. Breathe it in properly. So when we inhale, I always talk about taking in the message of positivity. And then when you exhale, let it go. Let the things go that are not serving you. Good morning, George Schweiger. I always get these little notifications that people want to join me on video, and I'm not going to hit that because the one time I did, it pixelated everything and messed it up. So if you're wanting to join in, I don't know what that button is. Tell me what that is, by the way, the people who click on that. I don't know. I don't know what that is yet. Still learning that. Bernie Ward, good morning. Okay, so we've got about 20, 25, 30 people that have popped on and off. We've got 21 on right now. I like to have a good group of people that are on, staying on, able to stay on. Good morning, Bernie Ward, Margaret Slattery. We are talking today about Sean Ayers. It was her comment, or it was her question, if I could cover friends. And she said, after that, more so how difficult it is, she said, to make friends when you're older. So I'd love for you to weigh in. Do you agree with that? Stephanie Bowen, I'm going to talk about friendships in general. I will tell you there are a lot of people that I counsel, a lot of people in life coaching over the last 3.5 years on Thursday nights, a lot of people that I personal train that we sit 15, 30 minutes after class. Hey, Monica, do you have a moment? I need to talk. And it always has to do with friendships. And I'm going to tell you this is both men and women. And let me give you examples. So there are people who have come in and out of my life, more recent, that I think as you get older, you have more life in you, meaning you've lived more years. Hopefully you've actually been present in those years, and you can trust your gut more. You can see things and you can expect, yep, that's probably where this one's going. This one's a reason. This one's a season. This one's a lifetime. Boy, it's awesome if you are blessed with the lifers, the lifetime people. Those are the ones that you want in your circle. Those are the ones that have your back. Those are the ones that you can do that give and take we've been talking about, right? You bounce something off of them. They bounce something off of you. It's not the energy vampire drainers, the ones that you think, as soon as I leave this building, I bet you they backstab me. I bet you they talk about me. And you know what? Here's the greatest thing I can teach you. Who cares? Let them talk. I also said the other day, I just want to put this all over social media. Let them watch, right? And then hashtag TheRealMonicaAdams. Let's just start spreading that viral and people start going, well, what's that mean? Let them watch. Let them watch you be okay. Let them watch you be successful. It's their own insecurities. It's their own jealousies and their own small minds that they have to do those things, right? They can't just be okay and secure with themselves that they don't have to sit there and talk about you as soon as you leave. Do you really want those type of people in your lives? I wouldn't. Let's go back and say good morning to some more people. Lord L. Rush, Mark Kessler, Nancy Joe, Danny Jeffries, Dana Gibson, good morning. Bridget Hercules, good morning to you. And yes, the rest, I said good morning to you. So as you are just signing on, we're talking about friendships. And I love when you weigh in. I like that kind of workshop feel. I want to know from you. Do you find it harder? Because Sean said she felt it harder to make friendships when she was older. And I thought that was interesting. Danny Jeffrey said, I 100% agree. Lakeisha Ellis, good morning. Okay, Carrie says, as I've gotten older, friends are more cherished. Absolutely. I value them more. The friends who give me positive energy are the ones I cherish most. I agree. Kelly Jo Godwin and Lakeisha Ellis, good morning. Just popping on. Got a great group this morning before 7 o'clock, and that's what we were wondering. Are you up? Are you able to get on about 6:45, 6:50 and stay on with us? I do have clients that I have to train in Brentwood at 9 a.m. So we're going to go hard on this subject. I want you to interact with me as much as you possibly can, and then I'm going to have to sign off and get over to train them. Renee Green, I go from home to work mostly. Coworkers always are fussing. I just try to keep my head down. Danny says I'm more selective. Yeah, weigh in with me. As you were a young child. Now here's the thing. As we're young, we're innocent and we're out there on the playground. We're first to kindergarten. We get into grade school. And, here's the thing with kids though. Those kids come home to you, parents, and they cry, they get upset, they talk about how they were bullied, somebody called them names. They really take that to heart and it affects them. Or hopefully, as you're parenting, you maybe teach them early on, as we, of course, were taught. Sticks and stones may break my bones, right? Remember that one? Sticks and stones may break my bones. Finish that for me. Let's see how many of you learned that. I'm not going to finish the rest of it. Tell me what the rest of that is. Maybe we could teach those young kids that again, or a saying similar to that. Words and actions. Words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but come on, what's the rest of it? Hold on, let's see. I was a business owner in the community for several years. I don't have any of the following that you do, but I can only imagine what you go through. Haters will be haters. Just smile and walk away. Well, yeah, so I'm blessed, Richard, with this following though, right? Blessed with the people who are watching. There are 14,000 people on this page. I have 5,000 on my personal page. That's why we actually went to a business page because I maxed out there. I have about 9,000 on Twitter, 3,000 I think on Instagram, and then on YouTube is what we really want to continue to grow. That's where the YouTube TV show and a lot of this content, I'll make sure that it lives there so you can always go back to it. But Richard, I think what you mean is yes, there can be a lot of people out there and they sit behind their keyboards, right? And they throw the hate. And they throw the shade, as the kids call it, right? And then do you take it to heart? Do you let the words tear you down? Do you believe the words? Those aren't really friends. Now, I have a lot of followers that I've never met in person, but I tell you what, they have more character than a lot of people I've met in my life. I'll tell you that, Richard. That's very, very true. I have a lot of people who could hate. I have a lot of people who are jealous. And then I have a lot of incredible people, and I focus on the incredible people that have been following along since my KMOX, WIL days, maybe my Festus days of KJCF, maybe my DeSoto days at KDJR, KHAD. That was my second job in radio. I have people who come in and meet me and say, I've been following you since you did mornings at WIL. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's been a long time. I started there in 97. And I just love that. Now, those are true, incredible people who have said, when you flip stations, I flipped along. And if you go to another one, I'd go there again. And I said, well, I'm done with the days of doing the news. I know my husband, he wanted that. And he's like, well, you're so good at it, Monica. I think you should continue to do it. And I said, I'm going to continue to do it my way. I'm going to do it in the positive way. I don't need someone saying, let's go on, let's talk about this negative story and be around the toxic, negative environment of news, because it was. A newsroom, woo, one of the most backstabbing and catty places that I've ever worked. Honest to God, it's unfortunate. Then you weed through and you find your true friends. I have some incredible ones. In fact, if you look at the picture I posted last night, I ran into one that is, she's just so real and love her to death. So if you didn't see the picture, Randy Naughton, who I used to work with at Fox, ran into her at the Taco and Margarita Festival on Saturday, took a picture. It was so great to see her. And you know what? Whether you see people on a regular basis or you run into them and then you catch up, and you know, she's been busy. She retired. She's been off jet setting around. I, in the last, well, definitely 4 months when I knew I was leaving, and then within the last 2.5 months, have been crazy busy, obviously, getting the podcast underway, doing more styling, doing more life coaching, personal, doing more fitness. So it's been the people who, here's the thing that's happened with me. There's been the people who are true lifers, right? There are my really great best friends, and I'm blessed with several of them. Wonderful, wonderful friends. I have acquaintances who are still wonderful people, but we're just acquaintances, and it's okay. It doesn't matter what category someone gets put in. It's what they provide to your life and what you provide to their lives. Let's see. Danny, I wrote, okay, Jim Bergstead. Kelly, actually, I think since I've become older, I feel like I have better friendships. That's what I believe, with people that truly are good in my life. Fewer people, I've learned, is much better than to be having a big group of people. Right. I have, alas, learned my husband and I have gotten closer. You know what my husband says to me all the time? He'll hear me say this best friend or that best friend. And he's so cute. He said, I thought I was your best friend. And I was like, okay, yeah, actually you are. I mean, I love you. You are everything for me. But I don't know, I guess I used to always categorize, like, I've had some best friends since high school. In fact, at the Ponybird event that I emceed on Saturday, I brought a friend of mine that I've known since high school. And see, she told my husband that we haven't seen each other in 2 years since my surprise birthday party a couple years ago. And I was like, oh, come on, there's no way that's true. And I guess it was. And so what did we say? And this is something that we have to really chip away at as we get older. As we're younger, and hopefully, that happens as well. But definitely as you're getting older, get together with those people who matter in your life. Don't let the days and the months and the years continue to go by. And suddenly you say, oh my gosh, did you hear so-and-so passed? Why didn't I get together with them? I mean, I see that more and more in my mom. You get up into my mom's in her 80s, but, look, as you get into your 70s or your 60s, I'm in my 50s, and I cherish the friendships. I look at pictures of people that I've known in my life and I'm like, oh, I don't see them anymore. But it's okay. They served a purpose at the time. Either I had to be in their life or they had to be in mine to serve a purpose, to teach a lesson. And hopefully we carry that forward, right? Learn from every interaction of every person you have. So Sean, who wanted today's topic to be about friends and how she says it's harder to make those friends as you are going throughout life, I really want to hear from you. Do you feel that's true? For me, I kind of agree with Kelly, Joe Godwin, that I feel it's easier. I think we've learned so much that we see through the darkness, the crazy that's in someone, the negativity that they're going to try to bring you, the fakeness, the cattiness, the backstabbing, like I said, the small minds. I don't need that. And in fact, I've had friendships that I don't talk to. I have friends that I don't talk to anymore. Friendships that I thought would be for life. And when all of a sudden those people went away, I thought, well, that's interesting. They were some of my best friends, or so I thought. And then I realized, well, guess what? This is going to be a really powerful thing. You might want to write this down. This is what I tell my clients on Thursday nights and in my private life coaching. I say, what I'm getting ready to say, you might want to write it down and put it up somewhere that you're constantly looking at and you can go back and watch and take it in. So think about those people that are no longer in your life. Think about the people that decided to walk away and never tell you why. Think about the people who backstab and you heard them talking about you. Well, imagine what they were doing on a regular basis. Imagine who they really were when you thought they were your friend until you found out that they really weren't. That's a really powerful thing. I'm going to go back and say that one more time. Think about the people that are in your life, maybe right now, and you hear little rumblings that maybe they're doing little backstabs. Well, those are going to become huge ones. Or you hear that they've said some things about you. Do you care? Probably, because it's hard until you start to walk the path of not caring and caring about you and caring about the people who you know are tried and true. But imagine those people that when you find out that they were doing the things that they were doing, what they were doing all along. That was a wake-up call for me, because some people that I've lost in my life over the last 7 years that I thought were incredible friends, and then they stepped out of my life and never ever to this day, do I know why? I let that get to me so bad because I thought, well, this is one of my best friends. And my husband had to come back and say, obviously not, right? And I'm like, no kidding. Why? It was like a good week or so. I just my jaw was tensioning. I was so stressed and trying to figure out why. That was about, oh gosh, no, that was about 9 years ago, 8-9 years ago. See how time goes by and then you start to forget and that how those people don't matter anymore. You start really living. You start really opening up the path. And when I open that path up, boy, did I have some incredible people walk in that I know in my heart and soul and in my gut. These are true and tried lifers. Even if we were to move away from each other, I can guarantee you we'd get on Zooms, we'd get on phone calls, we'd be present in each other's life. In fact, I have one who is the girl who does my hair. And my husband always cracks me up because he's like, oh my gosh, Monica, he goes, they're young enough, they could be my kid. And I said, who cares about age? I think I need to teach you this as well. It doesn't matter. I don't care if Jim's getting ready to turn 60 this year. That's right, he's got a big one. And these two dear friends of mine that walked into my life within the last, 5 years, 6 years, I think I've been blessed to have not only her, but her husband. So the extension of that friend, I got a bonus friend in her husband. They are in their upper 30s. And this is where Jim says, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to go in and hang out with my kid. But when we get together, he realizes that youth that comes out in them, that energy, he actually absorbs and wants more of it and realizes, gosh, Monica's really teaching me. It doesn't matter the age. What matters is the character. That's a good one. I like that. It doesn't matter the age. What matters is the character of the person, right? Let's go back here. And Jamie, I find it easier because I've gotten older. I've allowed myself out of my comfort zone, joined new groups, gyms. Let's see, where we go. Functions, and made some of the best friends of my life in my adult years. Amen. I agree, Jamie. I love the people that I have had as lifers, like, Michelle Grivey. I love you. She's the one that I saw this past weekend. She and her husband, Keith, I've known since I was in high school. And guess what? That's a tried and true. She played a big role at my wedding, at our wedding, and, checked everybody in. I wish I would have had her as a higher role. It's interesting. If I went back to our wedding day, do that, by the way. Look back at your wedding picture. How many people that were in your wedding are still in your life? There are 3 people that were in my wedding party, my side, that I don't see. One that doesn't talk to us anymore. One that, I obviously will always be classy and cordial that we would say hi to. And I wish the best. I just adore her, but we're just not really in each other's lives anymore. Another one that is just, I think, so busy that if I picked up the phone and said, let's go to lunch, she would. 3 of those people that I chose to stand by me, and think about how important that is. Stand by me as I marry the man of my life, the love of my life. Who you choose to be in that party, this is what I want you to learn, because there's a lot of women that say, but I don't talk to any of these people anymore. There's a reason for that. They don't belong in your life anymore, or you don't belong in theirs, and that's okay. Oh my gosh, there's so many incredible people in this world that want to come walking into yours. And as an adult, get out of that comfort zone. As Jamie just said, form new friends in new groups. Go do hobbies you never thought you would do before, and you'll meet incredible people. I have found a lot of people say, you know what? I want to be a part of a church. I want to be a part of that type of community. It's a really important thing. Whatever is in your heart, go join that. Those are your people. Trust me, those are your people. Let's go. Renee Green. But words will never hurt me. That's it. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Okay? How many people have forgotten about that little limerick and haven't taught that to themselves or their kids? Now, think of a new one. If you don't want the old one, that's okay. I like to pass along some wisdom from the past, though. I thought it was a good one. Sticks and stones may break my bones, right? We get hurt, we get injured, we have surgery, we heal. Why don't we heal on the inside from the words that you let have power over you? Why? When we can break so many aspects of our body and we still feel the aches and pains, it's the reminder it's still there on the days that the weather's bad. Okay, those are truly hurting our physical body. But I tell you what, the scars that happen when you allow the people to hurt you and you carry that on, well, that hurts deeper. That digs deep down in until you let it go, until you listen to positivity like this, until you heal yourself, you meditate, you start surrounding yourself with more positive people. When you can start healing from the inside out, you open up so much in your life to let people walk in who are really the best for you. As I mentioned, some of these people from the past that I don't see anymore. And it's okay. But I'll tell you what, if I did run into those people, here's the greatest thing that you can do. We said, let them watch, right? Let them watch. Let them watch them not affect you. If you run into them at a grocery store, you haven't seen them in years and they walked out of your life. Are you catty? Do you turn? Do you hide? Oh my gosh, there's so-and-so. Or do you say, well, hi, how have you been? I wish you well. That is the best human being that we can be. Don't let them have an effect in your future, in your now. They were in your past, and they are in your past for a reason. Let them stay there. But when you run into them, have class. Be cordial. Wish them well. Better human beings that we can be. To wish them well. Reason, season, lifetime. Reason, season, lifetime. Carrie, words will never hurt me. Exactly. I love the fact that everybody was, I love it, but words will never hurt me. Thank you for finishing the rhyme. I love it. Sindra, exactly. I'm just coming to it. Sorry. Janie Cohoon, Stephanie Bowen. I love it. You all knew it. Yes. Words will never hurt me. Candy Jones Cox, True Native. Good morning. Pamela, good morning. Ethel Stone, good morning to you. Daryl Penberthy, Barbara Corey. Whenever I'm in a negative situation, I think about you saying, who cares? And I drop my concerns. That's right. This is like the mic. Drop the mic. Who cares? Move on. Your life will never be whole if you forever let them have power, right? The words hurting you, that's you over here, stuck in that quicksand I talked about the other night. I'm over here saying, your words will never hurt me. I have too much life to live. If today's my last day, do I want to be caring about the past? Do I want you to have the power over my now and my future? No. What a wasted life. What a wasted life. I just got to chill. Those last 10 seconds were powerful. What I just said, I hope you maybe go back and watch this again. That, to me, my chills. And everybody gets their chills and here's the message. And maybe you got chills in something else I said. But right now, I have head to toe, at least shoulder to thigh, chills, chills, chills. Why would I let you affect my now, my future, when we're not promised the next day, the next second, right? You go out of here, you get on the road and the road's crazy and, you think, yes, I'm a good driver, but what about all these other people that are out there that could play a part in you getting in an accident, severely hurting yourself, or just some of the bad people in this world and who knows what they're going to do? Well, I would prefer to surround myself with the right people and live this life as best as I possibly can. And take advantage of every second of every day. I do feel mine. Some people say, I don't know how you do it all. I don't either sometimes. I don't let it overwhelm me. If it starts to overwhelm, I realize, you got to subtract something. Don't start adding more. I am blessed with people continuing to come to me and ask me to be a part of their business or their organization. There's a handful of people that wanted me to fly to Tampa, Washington, D.C., Kentucky, to do some styling appointments with them and their friends. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That sounds awesome. Let's do that. And then it became, well, is there a certain amount that they need to spend? And I was like, well, I don't want to just fly there. My time is valuable. We all work hard for our money. So it's all valuable time that, I guess we got to figure out something. And my husband's like, Monica, you just can't go flying all over the world and just give. Because people will take. I understand that. And I have a manager now for a reason, because she knows my heart for 30 years. There's my husband. She knows for 30 years I have donated my time, and I do mean donated my time, to so many charities. Now, there's a lot of people out there that I had no idea behind the scenes were doing all these events that they put out there to the public. And the public says, oh my gosh, you're so charitable minded and blah, blah, blah. And every single one of them, for however long they were doing it, were always getting paid. And it was very rare that they were doing it out of the goodness and the kindness of their heart. Well, I did. For 30 years, I wanted to give to organizations. And now my manager has come back and said, Monica, you can't do that anymore. This is now part of your job. And so I said, there's going to be some that I'm going to want to, because it just tugs at my heartstrings. I'm just going to want to. But I had no idea how many organizations out there they budgeted for that, because they know that you are going to raise some big money for them. Yeah, I never got that. So there's a reason why people have your back. There's a reason she's a manager. So Lori, I love you. Not only is she a dear friend, and her family will always be, and I know that. Sometimes people say, well, you don't know. I think you can. As you get older, you start to deepen your gut, trust your gut instinct, right? You've heard that. It's said for a reason, because it's that deep gut instinct when you go, something doesn't feel right. Trust that. Trust that something doesn't feel right. I think a long time ago, when these people that are no longer in my life, when they were doing certain things, I think I probably now could go back and pick up on, they showed me their true self. They showed me who they really were going to be. So pick up on those things. Pick up on the tension that you feel in your body. Energy doesn't lie. When you get around people and if you feel like your energy is a little off with them, well, pick up on that. Don't dismiss it, because it usually is a warning sign. Sometimes it's a warning sign from above. It's something that they're giving you. They're probably not right for you, or at least you should before you just completely give up on something, discuss something and say, when we get together, I'm feeling something's a little off. Am I right on that? Is there something that's bothering you about me? Get rid of the tension. That's in the workforce as well. I recently had a discussion with someone that I have collaborated with, and he mistook something. There was a misunderstanding. There's another woman that I am working in somewhat of a collaboration with. That was a misunderstanding. And once I sat there and listened to her calmly, she was allowing the negativity to go, get crazy, get negative. And I said, look, it's all going to be okay. The more you can bounce back, not with more crazy, not with more tension, not with more negativity, you're not going to get anywhere with that. The more you're able, somebody in this relationship has to think calmly, be sound in the mind. You'll be able to bring that person back down. They'll be able to think more clearer. And then it's, okay, why did I let that get to me? I don't know, but it's okay, right? Just let these things go. Don't let them mount up and carry them forward day after day after day. Let the pebbles go, because the boulders are coming. If you haven't heard me talk about this, understand there are pebbles in life, small little things that you think are such big boulders. And when you really bring it down and you realize, okay, I made way too big of a deal out of that. And the reason I want you to clear the pebbles is to make way for true boulders that are coming. I mean life-changing things, illnesses, loss of true loved ones. Those can start as boulders, and then we start to help ourselves through missing those people or dealing with ailments that are of ourselves or those that we really, really love. Those are much harder to go through. That path is harder to move the boulders out of the way. Kick the pebbles away. Make it turn into dust. Daryl Penberthy, good morning. Thanks for watching. Ethel Stone, I think I said good morning to you. Pamela Miller, good morning. Yes, we went back to words we'll never hurt. Okay. Yeah. Jennifer K, good morning. Terrell Penberthy, I like these live chats. I do as well. I just wish I could actually hear you all. I'm trying to figure out a way that we can do that, but I love you interacting. I love it like to be a workshop. Tara Noonan Scherer, good morning. Jen Holt, Wally Holderreith, Richard Melching. That's right. There's a wrong way, a right way, and there is the way you want to do it. Do it your way. Amen. I am. Good morning, Angie Sophie, Workmeister. Good morning, Katie Rice, Gail Akeman, Danny Jeffries. I was bullied. Okay, this is going to get powerful. I was bullied. I took everything to heart when I was younger. Now I only keep people around me that are real. Actions are what I watch in people. Let's sit with that for a second. Danny, oh, you just gave me chills. First and foremost, I am so sorry you were bullied. And let me tell you something. Bullying is at many levels. When you're a child, I can guarantee you in some form, you've either been bullied or you were the bullier. Right? Because when you're a child, it's easier to follow the pack. It's not easy to stand out and be a leader. Those that were able to lead at a young age, I applaud. I mean, it's hard for a child to do so because they haven't learned how important it is to let those people go, right? You can come home as a child. A parent can say, they're just words. They don't know what they're saying. They're just children. And then as a kid, or, they get into your, middle school and teenage years, it's so important in their minds, not important. Understand that I just switched it to, it's so important in their minds, in that moment of their life, to be with the popular crowd, to be the person that everybody wants to be around, to not be the person who gets lashed out at. If only they knew that those people who are the bulliers, those people who throw the words out, that they want to make themselves look better, they don't want the light shine on them because why? Oh, all their inadequacies, all their jealousies, all their small minds will shine bright. And then suddenly people will look at them and go, well, you're not really a leader after all. No, they're in a mask. They're in a mask and somehow you gave them power and made them popular. And everyone believes that that's where they want to be. Danny and everyone else that has ever been bullied, you know what? That's a topic we need to go deeper in the future. If I don't already have that down on the sheet, I'm going to make that a day. I want to hear from all of you. In fact, I'd really like that to be a day when we are in person because I'm wanting to take the Thursday night class on the road, maybe once a quarter, eventually once a month. I want to fill a room of hundreds of people. That we're all together, we're changing the world together, that we're affecting each other's lives. I want to be there with you. When Danny just said that, I want him to stand up and I want to hug him and say, I'm sorry for the past, but don't let them affect your now. Right? People say don't let them affect your future. We're not promised that. We're only promised this breath we have right now. Danny, don't give them power anymore. I hope you don't. I hope you release that from the past because it doesn't serve you today. And here's the hug. Until I can see you in person. Here's the hug. I met Danny a long time ago, and what a kind soul he is. I'm sorry you were bullied. I mean that. Yes, actions are what you watch. Pay attention. Feel the energy. The energy doesn't lie. Feel what you feel around someone. If you start, here's another thing, like bodily, people start to sweat when they're around someone that gives them bad energy. Pay attention to it. Now, yes, you might be allergic to fabric that you're wearing, or as a woman, you might be experiencing hot flashes. I mean, who knows? There's a lot of things. But I'm talking about the tension sweat, the energy, tiny little sweat, the feeling in the gut. You feel like you need to take a shower again. There's something that just feels off. That's energy. It truly is the energy we give each other, the energy that we push back and forth on each other and those that are right for us. Let me go through some more. Carrie Tebby Sr., good morning. Marla Boschert, Mike Schlittler, Linda Eckert. I have lifelong friends that I may not see or talk to regularly, but I know they are there for me and have my back. Absolutely, Linda. You are so correct in that. Let's see. Love them dearly. I know you do. Absolutely. Lisa Ratz, good morning. Karen Hines, good morning. Sean Fitzgerald, good morning to you. Billy Stahlschmidt, Jason Powell, okay, Pamela Miller. People change, yes, which causes friendships to change. I have a few childhood friends that I love. People do change. Is it a bad thing? No. Some people change for the better. I like the word shift, right? People don't like the word change sometimes. They have an aversion to the word change. So we shift in our lives. We go into different career paths, right? So you work with certain people and then they're in their life. They're still doing their thing. Maybe they're still stuck in their negativity and they still need to learn some stuff. Sometimes we have people come in and out of our lives because we're supposed to learn. And then once we've learned, if they want to carry themselves forward into where you're going, great. If they don't, that's okay. They still need to learn some things. They're powering through and they're where they're supposed to be in their space. If they're meant to be with you, they'll come forward. Or here's another thing that's powerful. If they're not meant to be right now, but they come back into your life in the future, well, that's because they needed to work on something. You needed to work on something. You needed to heal together. And then you come back together. Better versions of both of you. That is where you want to get to. That's where you want to be. Those are the people you want to carry forward. Yes, Pamela, so very true. People do change. And I hope it's for the better. Danny Jeffries, Tina and I were not close in school. Now she is my dearest friend. Yeah, see, isn't that, what did I just say? I didn't even read that one. There you go. So you may have known her or him, whoever it is. You know these people. You come back together and say, oh my gosh, remember when? I had someone listening. I haven't been able to go on in the evening in a week or so. And somebody was listening and she wrote and she said, this guy, Mike Coyne, who I went to grade school with, she's like, Mike's sitting here right now. And it brought back hilarious memories that we were sharing this way, right? Without him being able to talk or her being able to talk to me. It went back and made me laugh. Okay. At that point, were Mike and I super close friends? Like we talked every day and we hung out? No. I mean, we're going along in life. Well, all of a sudden, they're back. And if they wanted to meet up for drinks and have dinner or lunch, would we form a friendship again? Maybe. And then it's all of a sudden like, wow, why did we come back into each other's lives at this very point? And some people will say, what a shame. We're going to change those words. What a shame that we lost all these years. Nope. Don't say that. It's not a shame because you had to work on yourself over here while they were working on themselves. And you're getting along in life and hopefully you're doing you, swimming your swim. You do you. Stay in your lane is what I always say. Stay in your lane. Live that until the lane doesn't feel right anymore. And then you might want to find an alternate route. And this alternate route might bring you to new people and then eventually maybe back to these people who are right for your life at a different point in your life. Kathy Bauman, good morning. Dean Bryan, good morning. Eunice to you. I tell people that all the time. It's the maturity of it all. You either get along or you don't. Right. It's not easy for young kids, though. They say, but why, Mom, Dad? I want to be friends with these people. And you can't teach them, unfortunately, sometimes when they're young because they don't want to listen to you. Parents, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't understand how hard it is, even though you've been there. They don't get. They can't see you as a kid. They can't see you in high school. They don't understand until they're a little older. Oh, you really do get it, right? I remember growing up and always hearing, if only we would listen to our moms and dads and the wisdom that they had. They did the same thing. We all repeat the pattern until we don't, until we take it upon ourselves. And then we realize just how incredible our moms and dads were in trying to teach us certain lessons. And all I can hope is that you did have incredible parents. And if they're still around and there's some tension, maybe you can try to solve it. Maybe you can try to make it better. We are going to talk about, strains in relationships. Somebody asked that coming up. Strains in relationships. And somebody said when we were talking last week about negativity and negative people and vampire suckers. And they said, well, what if it's in their own home? What if it's our parents? And I was like, well, I've talked about sometimes needing to divorce people. But understand that sometimes people actually divorce. Think about marriages. They divorce, then you hear about people who got married again. That's what I'm talking about. Like, maybe they're meant to come back at a certain time. But it's okay to say that you need to step away from family and friends because you need to take care of you. And if they're not supporting you, they're tearing you down, they're lashing out at you, throwing words at you. Well, you know what? I'm not saying that you have to necessarily just cut them out of your life, but you don't have to talk to them on a daily basis. And if they all of a sudden call you, hey, where have you been? Where have you been? Working on me. I'm working on me. And until you understand that this is where I need to be and I don't need all this negativity lashed at me, I don't think we can talk on a daily basis. And hopefully they respect that. If not, you do you. And hopefully they will have a place in your life. Kay says this is powerful. Well, Kay, I'm glad. And that's why I wanted to walk away a couple months ago, so I could do just this. I couldn't do this when I was in TV. No. And if I did, they would have had the rights to it, and I wouldn't have been able to do it, and we would have to start something new. This is what I always wanted to do when I was in my last 3 years. I wanted to do a very powerful podcast to talk about mental, spiritual, physical health, because I knew people were suffering and they needed this message. I held on to it knowing it's a really good thing that we did it our way, because this is your podcast. These are your topics that you want me to cover. And I want you to continue to do that. Marsha Faulkner, good morning. Brenda Ramsey, Linda Eckert. Our wedding consisted of family and our closest friends. They are still our close friends. Again, we may not see them or talk to them often, but that's not what matters. Right. And how blessed you are to have those people that you don't have to talk to on a daily basis, like my friend Michelle Grivey that I saw this past Saturday. We haven't seen each other in a couple of years, evidently. Got to stop that. So I'm so glad that I invited them out to this event. We had a great time hanging together, took some hilarious pictures, and it's just that heart connection, right? When we gave each other a hug, I said, well, my husband said, Monica, it's been 2 years. Okay, well, we've got to rectify that, and we will. I promise you. Jolene Price Bowser, good morning. Renee Doherty, Tina Strickland, Renee Green, moved away 38 years ago from hometown, living out of state many years. You lose that closeness. Yeah, that's hard, making new friendships in a whole new place with these local lifelong friends. You know, that's the other thing when I say step out of your comfort zone. Say hi to people that you don't know. You don't know, they may be transplants. They may have just moved here and they would love to see you welcome them. Let's show them that what St. Louis is painted as a horrible city and crime and craziness, that there are some really good people. There are. You just have to get out of your little pack and start saying hi to people. Start making those new friendships. Tessa. Start getting into different groups and see what happens. Good morning, Jolene Price Bowser. Angie, over the course of the last few years, I've really learned that people are in your life, what I said earlier, for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Hard to stay positive when you lose friends, but the reason is usually eye-opening. Yeah, and the more you realize that, the stronger you become on the inside. And that inner strength, does it empower you? It empowers you to say, this is the life that I was supposed to be living. I will ask my clients on a regular basis, what's your why? What's your purpose? If you haven't been asked that question before, write it down. Put it big. What is your why? What is your purpose? I know mine, and it's this. I know that I was meant to be doing just this. To change lives, to give you positivity, to give you some tools to make you the best version of you. He's blessed me. My dad's up there watching. My dad guided me to this, by the way. I told you back in July, he said, I need you to be ready like you've never been ready in your life. And boy, are we doing some incredible things together. We just have to spread this and make it viral. Make this go all around the world. Do the hashtag TheRealMonicaAdams so that people click on it and say, what's going on with The Real Monica Adams? Who's Monica Adams in other states and other countries? Have them follow my webpage, TheRealMonicaAdams.com. And then the podcast will be The Real Monica Adams Podcast. Right now it's from my home. And in about a month, we'll be going to the studios. I'll be bringing guests in. I want to do some of these live so you can actually come to this and interact. We'll have life coaching classes together. That'll be powerful. I just know it. Laura Jackson, Carrie Kolb Grivey. I just talked about Michelle. How are you? Haven't seen her in a long time either. She was very kind to me when I met her at Michelle's wedding forever ago. Missy Ann Donner, Danny says, I met you in 2006 at Fox 2 News and I'm still here. That's right, Danny. You sure did. And again, do Danny and I see each other? No, but if I did, I'd give him a big hug. Because why? Because we connected as hearts. Because we knew at that very moment that we were good people that wanted to bring good to the world. Danny's a sweetheart. Diane Epperly McCullough, good morning. Ron Colwire, Larry Linkogel, Bobby Don, again, I hope I didn't butcher your name. Lynn Rowe, Chip Nicastro, used to work with Chip. Again, if I saw Chip out, I would give him a big hug. Very kind soul that I used to work with in television. Carrie says, mountain out of molehills, exactly. Jerry Hammer, good morning to you. Grace Moran, hi. Billy, your manager sounds like a smart woman. Yes, that's because she's part of your family. I love her. Renee Darty, thank you. Yes, I was bullied too. All right, again, anyone who's bullied, I am so very sorry, but you know what? It taught you how strong you are. Sometimes the worst things happen to people so that you can realize, maybe I was one of the chosen one. I was chosen because I can handle it and I'm going to pay it forward. What I don't want is for the bullying to still affect you and bring you down and make you feel like you're less. Don't let the bulliers have an effect on your now and your future, if we're blessed with the future. Hopefully we don't have them affect us now. Just words. If they pushed you down, you got back up. When we fail, then we succeed. Where there's always that other path that we're looking for. I didn't give them power at the time, but later on I did. Oh, you carried it forward. Okay. I had to learn to let the past go and remember my worth. So what is my mantra? Know your value, right? Some people say know your worth. I say know your value. I know mine. I hope you know yours. Sounds like you do and you've learned. Love it. Jerry says, yes, it's energy. Yep, you feel the energy. Rebecca Ryan. So I see this regularly in my therapy sessions. Kids and adults alike, so desperate to fit in. Yep. I encourage them all to keep their power. Figure yourself out and what's important to you, and then interview for your inner circle. Rebecca Ryan, that is very powerful. And yes, the fitting in, the, popular crowd. You know what? That's someone's own insecurities when they have to just follow. Some people say, Monica, don't you think people are a born leader? Like, you're so confident. Okay, I learned confidence. I wasn't bullied too bad, but I did have some people that would, like I said the story last week or so. I had the guys that wanted to bully in their own way of, that's not a real Adidas jacket. No, my mom made it. I mean, if I would have been able to bounce back with unbelievable confidence to say, no, actually mine's cooler. My mom made it. She hand put the stripes on. My brother, who's a great artist, drew the Adidas. That's right. It's a unique version. Now that I'm doing fashion and doing some drawings and started to launch my own line, the power in, that's right, it's unique. You don't want to say necessarily, so I'll take that back. I don't want to say mine's better than yours, but mine's unique. And yours is like everybody else's. I wish I would have been able to have that, because today I would. Anybody that tries to lash out at me today, I say, I wish you joy. I will pray for you. I wish you the best in your life. And at one point in your life, you won't have so much cattiness and you won't try to throw that shade that kids say or throw the stones and say the words that you think hurt. You can't hurt me. I'm bulletproof. You can't hurt me. And I know it's a hard place for people to get, but I really mean that. You cannot hurt me and they cannot hurt you unless you give them power. Jackie Smith, good morning. Darren Irvin, good morning to you. Pat Clardy's watching. Danny, it's all good now. I don't allow myself to be bullied. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I don't allow others to be bullied. And you don't allow others, right? Because I know you'd stick up for them. Thank you for the hug. You're welcome. I stand up and outwit the bullies with my words and actions against them. Amen, my friend. Tammy Engelbach, good morning to you. Rose Lip. Yes. Good morning, Carrie Grivey. Deborah Wilson. Debbie Seals. And I think Carrie replied to Danny. Can I see that reply? No. I'll see that later. Oh, yes, I can. Carrie says, me too. Yeah, she said that she was as well. Tammy, good morning. So exhausted going to watch this all. Jackie Smith, I love your talk today. Reminds me of my spiritual center. Thanks. You are so welcome. Very powerful message for me, as you know. You bet, Tammy. See? And I want you to know that you're not alone. When you hear more people saying that they were bullied or their friends are gone or they had friends that lashed out at them, you understand now. You are part of a tribe of people who have come together to say, we're better off. You're in a better place. Let them watch. Okay? Just start saturating social media and then hashtag TheRealMonicaAdams. Sarah Mokiola. Eunice to you, you're exactly right. Danny, some bullies don't realize what they're doing. It felt normal in their life. Right. It was normalized in their home. Just like a narcissistic family dynamic. You learn it to be normal until you realize it's not. Great words, Danny. My father-in-law said we always got it when you turn 25. Oh, yeah, really? Well, I think sometimes it takes people even longer, right? I think sometimes my husband always used to say, Monica, men don't actually grow up until they're maybe in their 40s. It doesn't matter when we get it, just that we get it. Trim Light St. Louis, good morning. Kimberly Righty, Denise Dauphin, Ann Donnelly, good morning. Charles Picorni, Karen Manzelli, I'm sad I missed this. You didn't miss it. Remember, whenever this is live, and yeah, we're interacting together, but remember that the podcasts live on. I've now made sure that I don't delete some of the early ones. I don't have the time. The business stuff that's happening around me, there's so many things catching up. I have a dear friend that's going to be on my life coaching class on Thursday. It'll be a very powerful night. And again, I've opened my Thursday nights up to the public. So if you want to be a part of that, you can drop in. It's $25 and we actually talk together on Zoom. He's going to join me and he talks about knowing your intrinsic worth. Jeff will be my guest with me. I cannot wait for that. And what I want to do is take some of those and put that content out there. There's a lot of content that's standing by. I just don't have the time. I think I'm going to have to try to pay a dear friend of mine to be my right-hand girl and to get that content out there. Before some of these delete, the early ones that I said could, I'm hoping I can grab those, download them. I don't have time right now to do any of that. Download it and put it onto YouTube. YouTube is where you're going to want to follow, and you're going to want to tell people to follow because that's where we're going to have a show. Besides the podcast, we're going to have a YouTube TV show. We're going to have the balance of life. We're going to get to the deep heart of mental, spiritual, physical, inside connection of balance. And then we're going to do everything else, the arts, the entertainment, the, eating out with friends. Where's the best places? What's the great place in your town? Styling, I love my fashion, fitness, all those things are going to be on the TV show. So there's a couple things you can understand where there's a lot. But, Karen, don't say I'm sad I missed this. I'm going to play this from the beginning. Good morning, my friend. Exactly. That's what matters. That you're going to be able to go back. And it's okay that you weren't at the live, because we just interacted, right? You're going to be able to go back and watch it. It is a powerful one. Renee Foley, good morning. Katie Ross, good morning to you. Marty Whitkoff Sr., Les Firestone, good morning. Linda Eckert, correct, just words. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move on. Positivity, not negativity. And I know some people say it's easier said than done. Until you make it a part of your life, then it becomes easier. You'll understand it. It's a process. Peggy Giannino Green, good morning. Neil Parker, you're helping me. I'm going to work out now. Karen, I love that. Janie Cohoon, got to go. We'll finish watching later. Have a great day, all. I laugh at the bullies and walk away. First, I ask, would your children be proud of you? You need prayers. Yep, it's very true. They know there's darkness in them. They know that they don't feel the best after they say it. It's just become so part of their lives that they are immune to the negativity until they're not, until someone teaches them the right path. Donna Gibbons, good morning. Danny, sorry I hijacked your live. You didn't. This is what I want. I want people to be a part of this. Sarah Malayas, Katie Ross says she loves Thursday nights. Right. It's a whole nother level. So this is one thing. And I love the fact that you all can type, but I want to speak to you. I want to talk with you. We have opened that up. I can't stress that enough. It is no longer just a private group. So if you want to be a part of that, it will change your life on a whole nother level. And then you want privates? It'll change your life on a whole nother level because then we actually get to interact and talk. Okay, Debbie Jones, Bernie Ward, loving this topic. It's not the quantity of friends, but the quality of friends. Amen. Chrissy Reed, good morning. Kyle Clark. Okay, I've gotten through everybody. I hope I didn't miss anyone. And I was right about that time where we're going to have to wrap up. This is the largest audience we've had in the morning live. I've had this big of an audience in the evening. It's not as easy sometimes. Like yesterday, I was gone from very early morning and didn't get home until 7:30 last night. And my husband's like, are you going to come home before I have to go to bed? Yes. So I got home right now. He understands that there's a lot on the front end to get all this going, getting the podcast launched, getting the TV show launched, getting all the styling appointments in, getting all the fitness training. And then all of a sudden it finds its balance. And then all of a sudden your life becomes, this is what we're supposed to be doing. You're walking the path. The hours figured themselves out. It's fun to be an entrepreneur. It's fun to have walked away to do the things that I want to do and the way I know I can affect life better. Good morning, Christine Willingham. So we're going to sign off. I'm going to wish you all the best. The reason why I think we had such a huge audience today is because this affects each and every one of us. Kids, men, and women alike. If you've been bullied, all I can say is I'm so sorry, but please don't let them continue to affect you moving forward. Dana Dean, love this. I look forward to your podcast every morning. That means the world to me, and I love it. And that's the one thing I do also have to figure out is, how are we going to do this Monday through Friday when we're taking it from the home and we're going elsewhere and I'm trying to personal train. So we're trying to figure that out as well about the timing. And what I'd really love to know is it the live that you enjoy the most? Do you like the interaction together? If so, then I want to figure that out. I want to figure out how we can do the lives. Otherwise, a lot of people will have a recorded podcast that you can listen to. If that's okay, then I think that we can figure that out. If it's the live aspect, then I'm going to chip away to see how we can make that happen. And you can comment later because I do have to sign off to get to my class. Thanks for the kind words and make this day great. Exactly. Patty Long Bossy, Pamela Miller, have an awesome day as well. And this was great. You're an amazing motivator. Love your face. Love you too, Danny. I look forward to your podcast. Okay, she said that. Thank you again for such a great topic. Have a great day. All right, everybody else, it's just signing on. This will process, put itself on. You got to go back, put your earbuds on, or just cast it up onto the TV. Watch this one. It's very, very powerful, and it affects each and every person's life. 7:45 on the nose, just shy of an hour. I just want you to have an incredible day. Pay it forward. Keep the kindness in your heart, and someone that you see that looks like they're a little bit lost, reach out. Say hello to them. Give them a compliment. You have no idea how you're going to change their lives. Thank you, Vicky Amos, love you as well. Thank you so much for being a part of mine. Thank you for the heart connection, and thank you for the belief in the movement that we have to come. Let's change the lives of others and change this community together. All right. Have a blessed Tuesday. See you all soon.